Hey, it's Mila. Welcome back to my channel.
I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go.
I'm gonna do this fast today because it's extremely hot. I closed my window and in like 2 minutes I'm gonna be absolutely dying. But if you're new here, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content. So if that sounds fun, definitely hit the subscribe button so you know you're updated every single time that I post. Also, kind of going with college, I think at the end of this month, I'm actually going to be bringing out a video more about like sorority type things, because if you didn't know, I'm the president of my sorority. So I thought in my like college back to school content, I can like integrate a bit of like that for recruitment, things you should know, and just like overall tips, or it's like, oh, like you've been thinking about it, is this like actually for you, or it's just like an ideal, you know, all that type of thing. It's gonna be coming out towards the end of the month and in August. So if you're interested in that, definitely hit the subscribe button, because I feel like a lot of people talk about it, but there's like I've never seen someone on an on a sorority exec board talk about it. So you know, I thought I'd like give my 2 cents because of my like experience. But yeah, so today, let me take a sip of water and then we'll continue this video. So today we're gonna go over all the books that I read in the month of June. I read a decent amount. I'm currently reading one. I have not finished it yet, so I'm not gonna count it for this month. Did I get through my entire TBR? No, but I did most of it. So that's good. Okay, the first book I read this month, 5-star. We started the month off strong. The Atlas 6. As you can see, it's the old cover. I've had this on my shelf for literally years. Never read it. Like, I found out about this before it started blowing up. That's how long it's been on my shelf. I was like, you know what? Let's do this video would have came out like I think right before this one. So I read this for my reading fantasy for a week video. Loved it. I don't want to tell you what it's about because I went in. Okay, I'll tell you what I knew going in. I knew that it was like a secret society thing. There's 6 people, mystery, magic, murder. That's all I knew. I ate this up. If you've read The Secret History and you love that, if you've read Ninth House and you love that, you will love this book. 5-star. I was kind of confused throughout the book, so I wasn't like really sure what my rating would be, and I'm pretty sure in my vlog I think I rated like a 4.5, but when I actually got to the end, when I actually processed everything, I was like, oh my god, 5 stars and nothing less. So good, so good. One of the many 5 stars this month. I don't know how that happened, but we have many 5 stars. But yes, we started off the month with a 5-star. Love that. Perfect. After that, we kind of like, we were humbled, okay? We were humbled. I also, for the same video, I read Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, or I forgot The Atlas 6 is by Olivia Blake. So, this book. I read the Remnant Chronicle series, I want to say 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago. And it was fun, but I felt like it was very slow. So I was like, I don't know if it's because it's her first series that she's writing, or it's just her writing style. So I was intrigued to see how I would like Dance of Thieves. I liked the beginning better. Like, I liked the premise where she is like a street thief type thing. He's I would describe it as maybe like a lord whose family owns land. Like, I'm not sure what his title is, but think of it's just like a landowner, but not like in a kingdom, but like a well-known landowner. I know the exact word in French. I do not know it in English, but I feel like you guys can get the vibe of like what I'm talking about. So they end up running into each other and they're kidnapped. They get like cuffed together. They end up escaping. You follow both of them. It's a dual point of view. So you have the guy's point of view and the girl's point of view. And you see a few characters from the Remnant Chronicles, which I really liked. You see Leah, you see, oh my god, is his name Jax? You see them. Basically, a big thing in this book is that you have Cassie, who's our main female character. You find out about her backstory and you see what happens to her parents. There are ties to her parents with like the guy main character, you know? And then this book, oh my god, it ends on like a cliffhanger in like an unknown point of view. And you're like, what is going on? Like, are these, like, I feel like it's just, I forget what the cliffhanger was, because I read this like such a long time ago, but it made me want to pick up like the second book because I was like, loose ends are probably gonna be tied up. And even though I wasn't like, oh my god, wow about this book, it did really make me want to read the second book. So I think my initial rating for this book would have been 3.25, but because of that ending, I decided to rate it 3.5 stars. Not my ideal. I feel like also reading it during the summer, maybe not the best idea, because like the Atlas 6, it wasn't like kingdom battle fantasy, you know? And I feel like those type of fantasies is much more winter, whereas Atlas 6, it can pass for the summer. But yeah, so I feel like I do want to wait a little bit until it gets like a little colder, maybe in fall, read the second book. But yeah, so Dance of Thieves, I rated it 3.5 stars. Then in the middle of my fantasy video, it was actually F1 weekend in my city. So I had to pick up an F1 romance, obviously. And I had Collided on my shelf. So I decided to read Collided. Guys, this book shocked me. 5 stars. Like, the first book, I love Noah and Maya, but I feel like I went in with such high expectations that I only rated the book like 4 stars or 4.25 stars. And I was so much more excited for the premise of that than any of the books in the series. And I knew, okay, Collided, it's not gonna be as good as Throttled. But oh my god, like, Sophie and Liam are absolutely everything. I love this book. I ate it up. Like, I feel like it definitely did help that I read this in like a shorter time period than Throttle, and I did read it on F1 weekend. So at this point, I'm like, do I read the other 2 books now, or do I wait until next year for F1 weekend and I read them? I didn't own them, but I finished this, and I literally like bought those 2 books, even though I had just finished this and I had no plans to read the rest of the series anytime soon because of how many more things I had to read. But yeah, so this is book 2 of the Dirtier series. And you follow, okay, I'm gonna give you context with like Maya and Noah. So you have 2 racing teams, right? You have Bandini and you have, oh my god, what is this book's version of McLaren? McCoy. Okay, so you have Bandini and you have McCoy, right? The 2 drivers who you know for Bandini are Noah, who's the main male character of book 1, and Santi. And Santi's sister is Maya. Right? So we have that team. Then for McCoy, you have Liam and Jax, who are both drivers, right? So not the owner, I wouldn't say the coach, but like some type of like high up important person in Bandini is Sophie's dad, right? So Sophie has very strong ties to Bandini, and she's also like super good friends with Maya. And then there's Liam, who's on a like rival team, right? This book, when I say I ate it up, It was so good. I enjoyed my time throughout the entire book. I was never bored. I loved it. 5 stars. Like, if you aren't a huge fan of Throttle, please give this book a shot before deciding if you want to continue the series or not. Because, oh my god, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Then after that, I jumped back into my fantasy video because I really wanted to read that book during F1 weekend. And I picked up the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. So if you have not heard about Zodiac Academy, where do I even start? Okay, so if you like astrology, that comes into play. If you kind of toxic, I mean, there's no like romance, but I can kind of like visualize who's gonna get together. If you like toxicity, if you like more bully type thing when the guys are like absolute assholes and they all gang up on girls, saying this out loud, you wouldn't think you would like it, but when I tell you, this is the best thing ever. Like, you do not feel like you're reading. I flew through book 1, I flew through book 2, and these are like over 500 pages, and like, this is, I hope you guys can see, this is what it looks like. There's 9 books in the series, but I swear you do not feel like you're reading. Like, I finished this book and kind of like Collided, I ordered the next 2 books in the series. When am I gonna read it? Who knows? But oh my god, it's so good. Basically, just to give you a rundown of the series. So you have these 2 girls, Darcy and Tori, and they grew up as changelings. So they are fae, but they were brought up in the normal world. Then someone brings them to the, like, think Bloom from Winx. That's the best way I can describe it. Think Bloom of Winx. How they find out about her because like something happens, and then they bring her to this like magic school to like learn how to control her powers. But Winx, cute, fluffy, fun, unicorns, rainbows, we love. Zodiac Academy, so these girls are like the heirs to Solaria, which is like the kingdom of like the Fae otherworld, right? But they didn't know that they had magic. You know, they grew up in like the real world and they're like learning about their magic and stuff like that. But their father is dead. That's why they like weren't brought up in this world. And they're people who are like running the government, like 4 families, and all these families have kids, and these are the heirs. These are these 4 guys. They're absolute assholes. Like when I say asshole, think like what you would think of as an asshole plus like times 10. Right? And they just make their life so hard. Some of them I really do not like. Some I kind of have like a little thing for, you know, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, book 1, you don't really see their point of view. It's like mainly only Tori and Darcy. But book 2, you see like all their points of view. Also Orion, which is a professor. I don't want to say more about him because he is like an important character. But you see their point of views. You learn so much more about the world because like the first book is more like the setting. Here you kind of like see like you basically get more involved in the world, more involved in like, I don't want to say politics because it's not like really politics, but you see the heir's parents, you know, you have a battle with like the nymphs who are like the bad people, you know, like you get much more invested in the world. And I love this. So good. 4.5 stars. Amazing. So as you can see, we started off the month really, really well with amazing books. Then we went to another video, like another book for video, Ricochet. So if you don't know, I'm planning to do the entire Addicted Callaway series. I'm going to be filming a reading vlog for it. The first video is going to come up at the end of the month. So yes, I read Ricochet. I'm going to talk about Addicted for now also. This I literally finished like last night. But I'm going to talk about these 2 together because it's easier, because I can't really say much about each individual book because they are part of a series. But yes, so the Addicted series. You have Lily and Lo, who are both addicts. Lily's a sex addict, Lo is an alcoholic. And in the first book, you see them getting together. So basically they had this like fake relationship to kind of hide their addiction from the parents and from their family. And then you see them like slowly start to realize how bad this is and how even though they love each other, they're enabling each other and like hurting each other without even wanting to. Like hurting each other and like hurting themselves. Just follow the recovery journey. Book 1, I honestly, it took me a while, like for the first half of the book, I'm like, this is not something that I'm gonna like, you know? Then I powered through, and then towards the end, I just fell in love with Lily and Lo. My heart, oh my God, the way they tug at my heart. Book 2, you really see the other characters. So Lily has, well, she has like 3 sisters, but you see 2 sisters in this book. You see Rose and you see Daisy, and then you see the other guys, so Reich and Connor. Obviously you see them in the first book, but you get to see them more in this book, and you really start to see the Rose and Connor dynamics in this book, and I absolutely love that because I feel like so far they are my favorite character. Like I've only read Lily and Lo's like first 3 books, but Connor and Rose are like my favorite couple. But yeah, so that's a bit about this book. Then Addicted for Now, you kind of like see the dynamics between Reich and Daisy developing. At first I wasn't sure what I thought of it because I knew it was a type of age gap, right? But also she's 16, he's 22, so I don't know how I feel about that. Again, I love all these characters. Like when people say that this series gives found family vibes, literally feels like found family. I feel like I know these characters so well. I feel like they're my friends, you know, like that's how attached I am to these characters. I think these 2 books I'm rating 4.5 stars. I feel like Rose and Connor's book might get to a 5-star because I love them so much. But yeah, so I progressed in the Addicted Callaway series. So overall this month, besides like Dance of Thieves, very, very good. Then, okay, another 5-star read. As you can see, amazing reading month. I read this book that literally everyone and their mother has read. Why did I not read this sooner? Archer's Voice. I think Mia Sheridan is going to become one of my favorite authors because I read Most of All You back, I think like 2 months ago, and I loved it. So I knew going into Archer's Voice it was going to be the same type of vibe. But the way that she writes characters that have trauma, it's beautiful in a way that you can see how much they love and care about each other and how much they want to help each other. But it's also like beautifully tragic because it's just, oh my God, like I teared up, I cried. And towards the end, oh my god, if you've read this book, towards the end, you probably read this book because I feel like everyone's read this book besides me. When you get to the end and that scene happens and then the chapter ends and then the way that this, like, the next chapter starts, I thought that was it. I thought that was the end. I was like, there's no going back from here. I started crying. I was like, there's no way this is how the book is gonna end. I say go in knowing nothing. Like, what I knew going in is that it was like small town. I think people described it as grumpy sunshine, but he was grumpy for maybe like all of 2 minutes and then he was like super sunshine and like everything. But small town, a lot of trauma, so there is that. You see 2 characters in this book that have books about them. There's Travis and there's Gage. I know a lot of people say Travis seems like irredeemable, like I don't think I'm gonna like his book. Honestly, comparing like Travis Hale to, let's say, what's his name? Oh my god, Devil's Night series. There's Michael, there's Kai, there's Will. Who's the other, who, oh my god. Who's Kill Switch about? Damon seems irredeemable. Travis, I feel like, yeah, he was kind of an asshole, but you can understand. He was an asshole, but I feel like he's more redeemable than someone like Damon, so I will be checking out that book. Then we also briefly see a character called Gage, and I found out he has a book about him also. Honestly, I'm going to read all of Mia Sheridan's books because they just do something to you, but yeah, her books are emotional reads, just know that going in, but absolutely amazing. I was not sure if I wanted to rate this book 5 stars. I think initially I gave it a 5-star rating, but now I feel like it's more 4.75. Guys, I finally picked a beach read. Be proud of me. This book, oh my god, like when people say that this is the best Emily Henry book ever, I understand why. This book is absolutely everything and more. I don't want to tell you anything about it because the only thing that I knew about this book is that they were 2 authors who tried to like swap genres. Everything else that we saw in this book, I was not expecting it, and I feel like that's why I loved it so much. Also for this book, oh my god, for this book, and for Collided, like all these books, I read them with these book playlists, and I find songs that I love, but there's one special song for this one called Vertigo. I'm gonna try to like link the song down below. I listen to it on a daily basis. It's such a good song. Oh my god, this book is absolutely everything. Like, I don't know if I want to give it a 5-star because I feel like, I don't know, I'm very, very undecided. So I said for now, I'm going to rate it 4.75. But I guess like at the end of the year, when we come back to look at all the books that I've read this year, we're going to see if I change my rating to a 5-star. But, so yeah, we have like I'm counting this as a 5-star in this video. We have like 3 5-star books this month out of 8 books, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm on a roll. I'm pretty sure this video comes out before my July TBR. So my July TBR, very ambitious. I'm planning to make a video where I read a book a day for a week. So I already like told my friends, like, do not make plans with me that week. This week is like full YouTube, just like reading. I don't know where this confidence came from, but I think it's because I had like such a good reading month this month. So yes, definitely stay tuned and like, no, stay tuned as if it's coming out tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button if you want to go check that out. But yeah, that's pretty much all for me today. All my socials are linked down below if you want to go check me out. I feel that's like, kind of like repetitive, but yeah, if you want to go check me out, my TikTok, Instagram, Goodreads, my Insta, I do post what I'm reading like pretty regularly. So if you don't want to wait until these monthly wrap-ups, then definitely go follow me on my Instagram. TikTok, I might be getting into it. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. We will see. Like, I do really want to prioritize YouTube first, and then we'll see if we want to like delve into TikTok. Goodreads, I use it like religiously. I did start making a book journal because I feel like I do want to, like, I don't want to make Goodreads reviews. I like to have them in my book journal. You're going to see a video coming out, I want to say next week, about my book journal. So also, if you're excited about that, the subscribe button. And then if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a thumbs up. So, I mean, like, even if you didn't enjoy this video, I'm still going to be bringing up monthly wrap-ups. So that's all from me for today. So stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!